I was strong, but I wanted to forfeit. I got famous and rich, now I'm corporate.
Great one.
Now, Mike, with all this new technology, what does that mean for gameplay in NBA 2K21 for the next generation?
Yeah, and that's, whenever we have a new console year, that's something that always excites us as developers because we're always able to look and kind of dream bigger. And for us, it just meant, faster processing. It meant more memory. Just the ability to do things that we couldn't do in last generation. And so.
Terrific shot of Nathan Phillips Square here in downtown Toronto. Welcome, fans. Thanks for joining us for this Friday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll watch the Toronto Raptors in this one as they go up against the Brooklyn Nets. I'm Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony, Hall of Famer Doris Burke, and another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge, from the sidelines. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Powell.
And guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different score than he had been earlier in the season. We'll find out if he can keep it going here tonight.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
For a long time, the Raptors playing in Canada was seen by some as a detriment to their competitive prospects. Players dealt with issues like passports, different money, going through customs, and on and on. But now the Raptors use it as a strength, not as a weakness. They have a whole nation behind them. And they have Toronto, a diverse city with global engagement. Kevin?
And the game is going global. You're right. Thank you, D.A. 2 pretty high-level defensive teams tonight, Doris. Is that due to talent, or scheme, or hustle, or what do you attribute it to?
I think, Kevin, you just named the 3 things that are prerequisites to being a great defensive unit. Number 1, you have got to have individual talent that is suited athletically to guard. Number 2, you've got to have a great scheme that the coach has put in position. How are you guarding the pick and roll? Do you want a top lock? Do you want to get out and challenge? Are you switching the pick and roll? And a lot of that comes down to, do you want to be great? Are you going to lay it all out there? Are you going to sacrifice your body? All of those things are a necessity.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Joe Harris is out there with Thomas. Then there's Allen. Then there's Karis LeVert. And it's Chiozza in at the point. And for the Raptors, Siakam and Ibaka, the duo down low. Lowry out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Anunoby in at the 3.
You have got to take care of the basketball if Mr. Pascal Siakam is around. This guy uses length to create turnovers.
The pass to LeVert. And a miss there on the triple. And so Siakam will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. Good for the basket, starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Wow, finishing through contact with a beautiful display of focus. What a job by Pascal Siakam through contact.
Here's Chiozza. 11 points for him in that last game against the Warriors in San Francisco. And it's LeVert missing.
Boy, a clean, close look. What a missed opportunity.
Here's Anunoby. LeVert defending. They get the rebound. Siakam, good.
Pascal Siakam can be a menace on the glass. He's got length. He's got athleticism. Look out.
First quarter, about a minute and a half in. The Nets still looking like they're getting going. 6-point game. Last time they met was in Brooklyn.
And the last time they faced this club, rebounding was their big advantage.
Here's Harris. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Guys, how about the journey of the Raptors' Nick Nurse? So well-traveled before taking the head job in Toronto. This guy has shown his worth. In his first season as a head coach in the NBA, it translates to a title. Absolutely incredible.
And Toronto has possession after the basket by Brooklyn.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
To the left wing. Here's Chiozza. LeVert from outside. And it's Lowry with the rebound. And Coach Nick Nurse paid some dues, Doris, before his turn as head coach of this Toronto team.
Well, think about it. Early in his career, he's a player coach in the British Basketball League. Then he goes and establishes a G League franchise in his home state of Iowa. Then to lead that team to a title in 2011, join another G League team for the Raptors and win a title in 2013. Really an incredible journey, guys.
Harris's shot is off. Raptors leading by 6. Here's Anunoby. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
OG Anunoby is tremendously athletic, and when he plays with this level of aggression, it's hard not to foul him.
It's his first trip to the line.
2 shots.
Shooting 2.
And that one misses.
And the potential Anunoby has is exciting. Has the athleticism, the shooting touch, and the drive to keep improving.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Marc Gasol is checked in for Ibaka. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Pascal Siakam. Norman Powell's checked in for Fred VanVleet. Davis is subbed in for Kyle Lowry. He hits the second from the line.
And you look at the cast-offs that have found success in Brooklyn, Doris, a great part of the Nets story.
And I think what the players appreciate is the team that gave them their first real shot to play significant minutes. That buy-in and urge to prove themselves a part of what makes their culture special.
The Raptors making a switch here. Boucher is checked in. It's the Nets now. They trail by 7. 6 to shoot. 14 feet away. The shot that time, not on target. Great D that time from Davis. Passes to Powell. And he banks in the layup.
Well, that's about court awareness. Hollis Jefferson playing very well within the confines of this offense.
Nets trail by 9. Johnson outside. We've got 1:08 left in the first quarter. Here's Temple. That one's not going to go. So the Raptors will take it the other way. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
They played terrific defensively. The few cracks they showed, guys were quick to rotate and help each other out.
We talk about multiple efforts on the defensive end, and I thought, boy, that was good old-fashioned focus, team effort. What a win.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Pass to Karuch. To the inside. Gasol with the steal. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam.
Wow. Building up a big early lead. They have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end, Greg. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
Now here's Johnson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Trying to end the drought. No good that time. And so it's Toronto looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. Their transition game has been in full effect. We come back right after this. Marc Gasol, so appreciated by his fans, and certainly a lot of Spanish-speaking fans excited about his success.
It's fun. You see more fans on the stands that speak Spanish, even they're from Spain or Argentina, Mexico, whatever they're from. They support the Spanish-speaking people, and they love the game also.
And great to see so many different cultures and countries embrace the game.
Yes, and with players like Gasol having so much success, I think it helps give those Latino and Spanish-speaking fans a connection to the NBA.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And a very convincing performance from the Raptors so far.
The offense firing on all cylinders. They dominated that first period.
That's exactly the start you want. You take complete command. Now you've got to maintain that focus.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter to play. So for Brooklyn now, Luwawu is out there with Garrett Temple. And it's Tyler Johnson, and it's Crawford, and it's Karuch in at the center position. You can see it, Doris, with some of these good teams trying to build momentum as we get closer to the postseason.
You seem to know and understand which teams are good on both sides of the basketball. Are they top 5 efficiency, offense and defense? And as you know, Kevin, if there's a player with a hot hand, that can really make a difference in round one.
Absolutely. Now here's Davis. Ball's knocked loose. Hollis Jefferson passes to Davis. Here's Boucher. The pass to Pop. Now here's Gasol. With the second effort, and he sinks the layup. Gasol's got 4 points now in the quarter.
A great pursuit of the basketball from Marc Gasol. One thing we know is he will rebound out of his area.
Crawford looking over the floor. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
Working against size, he's just crafty enough to carve out some wiggle room.
I'll tell you, the analytics crew may not like the mid-range, but sometimes you just got to put it in the basket.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, after 5 years as an assistant in Toronto, last season Nick Nurse moved to head coach of the Raptors, and the team responded, winning the franchise's first NBA championship. Nurse has been at this for 3 decades. He got his first head coaching position at the age of 23. He has moved all throughout basketball, both domestically and abroad, guiding 15 teams in 5 different countries. After winning it all last year, Kevin, he's finally made it to the top.
David, he sure has a long and winding journey. Thank you. Going out now with a whole new group. Now that we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons for Allen.
On the boards, he's been a much bigger presence these last few years than he had been prior. And he can be counted on now to make an impact with his rebounding. And that's a product of all the work he's put in down low.
And so here's Toronto.
I see you.
Van Vliet kicks to Lowry. And Siakam has it in the corner. And again, no good by Toronto.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And Toronto choosing their team name back in '94, the fans helped them narrow it down, and with dinosaurs all over the silver screen, it helped tilt things towards the Raptors.
And we all remember those early uniforms, those giant velociraptors across the front. Fortunately, they've toned it down a bit since then.
Undrafted out of Wichita State, Fred Van Vliet, never the most heralded player, Doris. But you know, he says he bet on himself, and it's worked.
No doubt. Van Vliet's belief in himself gets him a 2-year, $18 million contract. But I think beyond that, this man, in the moments that mattered most in the playoffs, proved that Fred Van Vliet will deliver.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw.
The Nets had to be so judicious and so smart with every move they made because they did not have top draft selections. So you have to use cap space to acquire picks. They had to find sleepers in the draft. They had to find players who were probably undervalued and then develop those players. This is an organization that used every tool at their disposal.
Now here's LeVert. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Warriors in San Francisco.
And the other thing, guys, he really got after it on the backboards. What a complete game for this guy.
Here's Chiozza. It's a 14-point game. And Doris, the Nets showed they could manufacture a rebuild.
Kevin, what the Nets did was not easy. But to me, it shows you exactly how critical quality front office personnel is to the success of an organization, and the Nets were on point throughout the process.
It's the Nets now. The Raptors knocking down the tray. To the paint, here's Allen. Harris trying to get free. Good work defensively by Ibaka.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
To the middle, and Ibaka slams it in.
We call that floor vision, gentlemen. Kyle Lowry with the pretty pass.
And here's Chiozza. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. 19-point game. Passes it to Thomas. Can't hit that one. Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Lowry has the open look, and the Raptors tack on 2 more.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
Now here's LeVert. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Pass to Chiozza. Shot clock at 6. And again, it's the Nets missing. And here's Toronto. They've got a 12-2 run in progress. Anunoby, good.
A lot to like about the way they're playing right now, but still plenty of time left.
You do like that the offense is humming along. They're putting in the effort to distance themselves.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
And the question they're going to have to answer to me is it a problem with the scheme or is it a problem with matchups?
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Chiozza. Now Harris, 6 on the shot clock. Allen gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field.
Boy, the two-man game ignited by Joe Harris. You have to respect his shot, and that makes him a threat as a passer.
And here's Lowry. And again, Toronto with the triple. And so it's the Toronto Raptors finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. Their defense has been active and effective. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Kyle Lowry. Kyle, you came out strong to take advantage in the first half. Were you pleased with the effort?
Yeah, we got to keep it up. Our defensive intensity has to stay high.
That has led to some great play at the other end. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. It's Toronto with the advantage at the half. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, what did you see from them?
Well, they just about ran their offense to perfection. They pounded the ball inside, and the entry feeds were on time and on the money. It was a clinic to watch. The second half is going to be no contest if they keep getting shots 8 feet and in.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Nets.
Their field goal percentage reminds me of Kenny's breath. Brutal. Not reading the defense, not getting enough quality looks. They need to make major changes because the system they ran in the first half was not working.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my main man, Joel.
Joel, what up?
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You know, Doris, I know your style of play at Providence was one of aggressiveness, a lot of instinct, a lot of smarts, great skill. But I think you also have an appreciation for the players that are real scrappy on the floor.
What I love, Kevin, are guys who can influence the game without having incredible offensive skill. So a guy like Patrick Beverly, so a little bit undersized. But would you like to have that guy pick you up at 94 feet, be in your grill and in your face like he gives no quarter, he gives no concessions? If he were checking Kevin Harlan, my goodness, you'd have a long night.
That would be a torture chamber. I agree with you. Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward slots. Right, Van Vliet out there with Lowry, and it's Ibaka in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Now here is Harris. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. And it's LeVert missing.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
Now here is Ibaka, following the miss by Kyle Lowry. Shot clock at 5. Here's Anunoby. Sweet little floater. Anunoby's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Pass to Harris. With the teardrop, he lays it in.
Well, let me show you my floater game. Don't think I'm a long-distance shooter. Joe Harris says I've got more than that in my tool bag.
Siakam with it. He seems to always be finding ways to score, averaging around 23.5 points a game. Here's Anunoby. There's the pass to Ibaka. Over Harris. Allen with the rebound.
All right, time now to pick it up. You're 1 for 4, and you certainly don't want to give your opponent momentum. And the move back to his more natural 5 position has rejuvenated Serge Ibaka. More room to operate offensively, and defensively he can stay in the paint where he's effective.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
And no surprise here, right? This guy is not only a gifted player, but he is so smart on the offensive end.
Timeout called, the Nets. And Ibaka's shooting ability, Doris, had enabled him to play some power forward, but his mobility was being tested.
Correct, because at Ibaka's size, it's tough to ask him to chase smaller guys around the perimeter. He is much better suited playing inside and protecting the rim. I think you saw that last season.
A new group in now for the Raptors. Marcus All's check in for Ibaka. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Pascal Siakam. Norman Powell's checked in for OG Anunoby. Davis is subbed in for Fred VanVleet. Now here's Allen. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Johnson against Lowry. Johnson goes in and stolen by Kyle Lowry. And oh, here we go. Lowry's got the fast break chance. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Kyle Lowry is hard-nosed, as we all know. And if you ask him, it comes from his upbringing in Philadelphia. Lowry said, a Philly player is what a basketball player is. We played on concrete. You got to be mentally tough. You're not trying to be athletic. You get hit the wrong way, you run into a metal pole. Kevin, that's what made him, from Philly to Villanova to Toronto to an NBA champion.
I don't know about running into the metal pole, but that sounds painful. But he's certainly as tough as he can be. David, thank you. And second-round pick Kurucs ended up starting most of last season for the Nets as a rookie.
Well, think about it. Back in Europe, this guy was playing limited minutes for Barcelona. Some said they were trying to hide him from NBA scouts. But there is no question he is on everyone's radar now, Kev.
And he makes the first. We hear this a lot, Doris. The great offense always beats great defense. Think that's true?
I do, Kevin. I think obviously a defender is usually in reactionary mode. It's the rare defender who is dictating to the offensive player what they want to happen. So imagine trying to impact LeBron James as he's playing in the open floor with a head of steam. Like, good luck with that.
Yeah. Now here's Davis. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Pass to Boucher. And here is Powell, guarded by Crawford. Powell down low. And the Raptors tack on 2 more.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Here's Johnson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And 1:01 left in the third quarter. That misses off the backboard. Toronto, they've gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Pass to Gasol. Banked in off the glass. Gasol's got 6 points.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Crawford right side. That shot is off. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Davis, the pass to Gasol. In the corner, Powell with it. Lets it go from 14. Rebound, Brooklyn.
Listen, that's a shot he can make, but obviously the defense okay letting him shoot it.
Johnson, that's for 2. And again, no good by Brooklyn. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Toronto ahead, delivering the blowout. We'll be back shortly, live from Toronto. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
And, Greg, nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. On the court for the Nets, getting the fourth quarter going. They've got Luwawu. Tyler Johnson is out there with Crawford. Then there's Anderson, and it's Hall in at the 5, down low. The Raptors shooting so well, the offensive execution has been brilliant. 66% from the field. McCaw with the bucket. McCaw has got his first basket of the night.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Johnson surveying the floor. A floater, and it's blocked. They get it back. And the call will be against Patrick McCaw. That is his first foul of the game. Musa, he's checked in for the Nets. Toronto on defense. Crawford's shot is good.
Boy, that's beautiful touch on the floater. And let's remember, not everyone has that shot in their arsenal.
About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. McCaw. Pass to Boucher. Tries again. Rebound, Brooklyn. Here's Luwawu. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Remember the time, Doris, when it was rare to see stars changing teams? Now we read about it every day.
No question, Kevin. Think back to my formative years watching the NBA as a fan. Larry Bird was a Boston Celtic. Magic Johnson was a Los Angeles Laker. The trend in today's NBA is that shorter player contracts, more player control over where they want to be. And the reality is this, Kevin, at some point, free agency entered the equation. It's appropriate. It's fair. They've earned the right to choose where they play.
Here's McCall. Now the pass to Siakam. Fades back. And no good. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. Back to Crawford. It's blocked.
Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
Siakam kicks to Thomas. Passes it to Johnson. It doesn't go for him. The Nets have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Anderson can't get it to go.
Going for that shot in that situation is something that isn't going to help the offense.
And in a way, by taking that one, he's bailing out the defense. It's just too easy to stop.
The drive by Siakam. And there it is for him.
Well, Siakam pushing right through the contact. Go ahead, young sir.
Now here's Crawford. Defense right on him. Siakam against Anderson. Pass to Crawford. Clock at 6. Releases. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Boucher's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's McCaw, guarded by Crawford. McCaw kicks to Siakam. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Siakam's got 4 this quarter.
How about the athleticism of Pascal Siakam? So tough to corral when he's going on the dribble drive.
With some arc, McCaw grabs the miss.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly. He cannot buy a bucket right now.
Here's McCaw. Siakam outside. Pass to Boucher. Outside Thomas. Here's Boucher. And there's the pass to McCaw. Nice D from Crawford.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Raptors.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the boards.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
And on the year now, tonight's impending victory will push their win total to 47. And one of the league's top talents, game in and game out. And doing it here again in this one. A terrific night for Pascal Siakam.
Boy, this guy played with some swagger and intensity on the boards tonight, dominating the physical aspect of the game.
Out of Cameroon, Pascal Siakam drastically improved last year, Doris. Is he the prototypical modern power forward?
He is, Kevin, and there's a few reasons why. The guy can rip and run. He can space the floor. He is switchable on the perimeter defensively. He can go inside, outside. Everything you want in terms of versatility, Pascal Siakam brings to the table.
The first one falls.
Boy, you look at all the athletes on this team. How about Pascal Siakam? This guy may be the fastest power forward in the NBA. And if you couple that with ball handling, this guy is tremendous in transition.
Tyler Johnson, he's checked in for the Nets. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
I think, guys, maybe what you appreciate most about Pascal Siakam is his versatility. He can score from a number of areas. He can guard multiple positions. There is a lot to like about this young man.
Now here's Johnson. Anderson kicks to Johnson. Nets passing it around. Anderson against Siakam. Anderson can't get it to go. Now, here's Siakam. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Mark. It seemed like you guys came out early. You wanted to jump on him, and that would control the game. Was that what was going on?
Yes, and we started out that way, and that was limped away a little bit. But, we're learning, we're getting better, and, just a process.
You guys really coming together. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.